Hello and welcome to my next series I'm doing on YouTube, which is going to be slightly different, although still revolve around Total War. I'm now for the first time going to do a short campaign, and I'm actually going to do many short campaigns. In fact, what I'm going to do is, if we go on to the Imperial campaign, is do the short campaign in order of all these playable factions that you get to unlock. Obviously at the start you only have the 3 Roman families, but these are also the other ones you can actually unlock in the game. You can unlock the other ones, but that's sort of cheating going into the files and stuff. So I'm going to do this short campaign for all of them, starting with Julii. Now I've sort of made some my own rules for this campaign to make it a bit different, because obviously every other Total War game I've covered, I've done a long campaign, and basically it's just conquer the world or conquer as many provinces. So it's going to be a bit different. Because if we select Julii, which we're going to be playing as, and click the short campaign, what we need to get the victory conditions is hold 15 provinces and destroy or outlast the following factions Gaul. So, bearing that in mind, what I'm going to do is, these are the following sort of rules. Rebel regions, I can still take any of them if they're nearby, that's no problem. I can only declare war on factions that I need to destroy. So for instance, for this one, I can only actually declare war on Gaul, no other faction, and also I can take any region from that faction. I can also attack any army in the field as long as I'm at war with them. So for instance, even though I can't declare war on, say, Germania, for this particular short campaign, they can still declare war on me, and if that's the case I can still fight them in the open field, but I can't take any of their provinces because it's not one of the factions that I need to actually destroy. Now the only exception to that rule is if I get a particular mission from the Senate to attack one of these neutral factions, whatever. In that case then it's at my discretion whether I actually do that, and that may help. I did actually put some other rules down, just written them down here. If, for instance, I've destroyed Gaul and I still don't have all the 15 provinces that I need, because that is possible considering how many, because although Gaul is a large faction, I don't think it has 15 provinces to begin with at least, then I can pick another country to attack, because obviously I need to get that. But I'd only do that if I'm already at war with them. But if it gets to a point where I have destroyed Gaul, I'm at peace with everyone and I still don't have the 15 provinces, then I can actually declare war on someone. That's sort of the only opportunity I can do that. So without further ado, we shall set up this thing up. No advice, I've played this many times before, and I think with my previous campaigns I've done a hard campaign difficulty, medium battle difficulty. This time I'm just going to do very hard, and see how that goes. I've played this long enough, so I should be alright. Arcade style battles are going to turn off because that can affect a few things. I will manage all settlements, follow the AI characters, and of course have no battle time limit. So we're going to click play and watch the intro video and then get straight into it.
Gods. I hate Gauls. My grandfather hated them too, even before they put out his eyes. Did you think I'd be out here on the frontier without good reason? Yes. Rome needs a strong frontier. No! Rome doesn't need unwashed barbarians at her gates. So, that's why I'm here, the leader of the Julii, to bring Roman order to stinking Gauls. Revenge? That'd be good too. This war against the Gauls won't last long. And when it's done, I've got plans. This is all about power. Power in Rome. Going down that road means dealing with all my rivals. The Senate, the Greeks, those Carthaginian elephant riders, the Scipii and the Brutii families too. After all, the man who controls Rome rules the world. And one day, I will be emperor.
So there we go, there's a nice intro video for you to watch. Obviously the other factions have slightly different videos, and we'll obviously get through them when we start them. But of course, we've got this one to finish first. Right. And of course, as you probably have played this game many times before, you get a mission straight away to take Segesta, which is a rebel city, or rebel town, I should say, or rebel village even, very small. So, based on the rules I said, we can easily take that. But first, let us deal with the management of our, well, I wouldn't say an empire currently, just our provinces. And we have two provinces to begin with, Arretium and Arinimum. I can't really say that one. And we've also got, let's look at our family tree actually first. So we've got our leader, Flavius Julius, our factionaire, Lucius Julius, along with his two younger brothers, Quintus Julius and Vibius Julius. Now, if I remember correctly, yeah, our factionaire, he's alright, but he's not too old yet, although he won't probably have much longer, because in this game, say the average age is probably about 55 before a general dies, but I believe, yes, our factionaire is a great manager. He's got the most in management. So I'm actually going to use him, wherever he is. He's already there, yeah, to manage our capital, Arretium. And our faction leader is actually going to manage the second city, which may seem strange that he's the leader and he has to manage the smaller city, but there we go. And in fact, it's the other brothers, whichever one, I think this guy here, will be our general at the minute, to see if we can get his traits up. So let us get to the border with the rebel village and let's sort of form up an army. Now, each Roman faction when they start gets a special unit that they can't recruit straight away, so you can sort of use it to your advantage. And I believe we get two units actually, Roman archers and triarii. And I'm not sure which one you can recruit first, but it does take a while for either of them. So it's best, well, we're going to bring the archers with us. But the triarii I'm going to leave in the capital for now, just as a garrison, because they're best against cavalry. And if I remember correctly, it's only infantry in this village. So what we have a minute, we have the archers and the general. We shall take these three units as well, along with these two Hastati, which are the basic infantry unit you start with as any Roman faction. So that's that, and at the end of this turn, we'll go straight in and try and take Segesta. But let's have a look at our city. So the capital. Now, usually I would go with a policy of low tax rate because you want your cities to grow. But as you can see from our finances, neither of them are making a profit. Well, they are making money, but the cost of the army is bringing it down. So overall, even if we do nothing this turn, next turn we'll have about, well, 214, I can't remember what it's called now, money left. Denarii, I think that's what it's called, yes. So 214 denarii less. Sorry about that brief cut, guys. I just had to stop the video for a moment. So if I remember correctly what I was just doing, yeah, we're talking about the finances. So in the capital, we're going to have higher tax rates because of it. And as you can see, if we make it high, it turns it into a profit. But we need more money now than later on, so we're going to actually increase it to very high, and even when we do that, the population growth is still positive, so that's okay. Now, we're also going to see how we can increase money even more, so we don't have to rely on the tax being so high. Best probably do is communal farming, to be fair, to begin with, which is going to increase our farming output, which is great. And then the other city, I would usually go for the port actually, because although it's not going to get much traded at the minute, it is great to have it later on, so we'll do that. So let's just look at our victory conditions. Yeah, the 15 provinces, and so we can only really declare war on Gaul, which is our neighbour here. They control Patavium, they also control a province here, and some provinces around here, and also one in Iberia. But it's obviously changed because they might have some fights with someone. So what I'm going to do, we've already got trade rights, alliance, and military access of all the Roman factions, so we're going to see if we can get, at least for now, some trade going with the Gauls. And our spy is going to sit here and watch sort of the two Gallic provinces that are just bordering us, because I think their capital Lacia is around about here, so they may not be too concerned, although I believe, yeah, the faction is situated here. I'm not sure where their faction leader will be, probably in the mainland, but that's that. So this other general, he can tag along just for some fun. But let us now attack this rebel village, and we can actually assault it straight away because it's got nothing in the forms of defences. And as you can see, we're up against some warband, which is just basic spear militia, I suppose, and then barbarian peasants, which nothing. They should be alright. And hopefully, if I do this correctly, we won't lose any men, but or lose very few men, because the one advantage I have on this particular battle is I have missile units, and they have nothing at all in terms of missile units, so they actually have to engage us in melee combat. So if we can try and avoid that and sort of attack them with arrows and javelins, we should be alright.
They are braver and more worthy than men of their type have any right to be. By this time tomorrow, our sword arms will ache from overuse!
Oh, that was the end. I thought that speech would be a bit longer. You usually get really good speeches on Rome Total War, and I'm sure we'll see some. We'll see some, I should hear some. And so let's form up this army. Get the 2 Hastati units there, and 2 Hastati units there, and also put them all on fire at will, so they fire their pilum straight away without you having to ask. Now what we're going to do is put our archers here, and our velites behind the infantry line, and our 2 generals on the flanks, but they probably won't come into use until towards the end of the battle if I play this correctly. Of course it could go horribly wrong, but who knows. So let's get our 2 infantry units, let's group them together and slowly march forward. Get our archers forward and our velites. So as you can see, the enemy army has just gathered on their central square. I think I've turned off restricted camera so we can actually see the whole map, which you could consider a bit of a cheat, but I want you to see everything in the whole map. So we're actually going to speed up things here. And you'll probably notice with the length of this video that these short campaigns, not just in the name, but the videos are actually going to be shorter as well. I'm going to try and aim for each video to be sort of 15 to 20 minutes long, because I've had real problems at the minute, especially with my Medieval 2 Total War campaign. Those episodes are sort of 40 minutes long on average, and because of that, they take, once I've processed them and reduced the size, they still take about 6 hours to upload, because I don't have the best internet connection. So I'm hoping with the smaller length video format that should be a lot easier to upload these on a more regular basis, at least on a weekly basis at bare minimum, maybe twice weekly. I hope you enjoy this. I know it's still Total War, and maybe some of you are hoping for something a bit different, but it is sort of different. The short campaign is obviously shorter, and to be honest, most long campaigns eventually at the end become a bit of a grind. Now these Roman archers, they're probably going to have to get a bit closer before they can actually start firing, but I'm not going to put them in front of the Hastati. The Hastati are going to be the sort of shield wall that stops their warband from charging in, because as soon as I start hitting them with arrows, they are going to charge forward. I'll disable skirmish. I'll disable fire at will for the archers, because I want to decide who and when they fire at. They're still not in range yet. Velites can just stay back for the minute. Let's get our generals. Let's get them around here actually. We might be able to do some flanking manoeuvres. Who knows? But the the Hastati are on fire at will, so if they get close they'll get attacked. Still can't hit the warband, so let's go a bit further. Can they hit them now? Yes they can, right, so they should. Hopefully they won't shoot our own men in the back. I'm hoping. Oh, that's actually, yeah, they just hit one of their own men. Damn it. Poor guy. Yeah, we lost a few men, but that's made them charge forwards, so I'll tell them to stop firing. Stop firing the back of the men. Oh, actually, that's interesting. They're going around this side. I didn't expect that. In fact, our general that's moving that way, just fall back for the minute. And because of that, I'm actually going to send one of my starter units forward. See if we can get some shots at these rebel peasants. And these two can head round here. So this is looking not too bad at the minute. And actually, I think one of the reasons why the archers were hitting the back of these men is because of the incline and the hill. So if I get them both on the same level ground, that shouldn't happen. Actually, what are they doing? They're sort of going the long way around. I'm not sure. But let's see. They give me a chance to come around here actually, so that's what I'm going to do. Let's get our starter a bit further forward. Get our archers there, and they should be in perfect place to fire. It looks like their warband has just gone round in a circle. So let us speed it up and fire. Now, hopefully this time we won't get any friendly fire. Come on, fire over them, that's it. That's what I'm thinking. Yes! Now let's hit these guys with the arrows and actually get these guys to charge in. And our general's up here. He could probably come round here and get a charge in if you speed up. Now, how is our infantry doing? They're fine, they're holding. And arrows are not hitting us from friendly fire, which is okay. Even though they have larger unit sizes, they're not as good as our Hastati. And it looks like my idea to not lose any men in this battle didn't materialise. But what I'm going to do is see if I can get a charge in while the archers are not firing, and then pull my guys back. There we go. And then we're pulling back. We did lose one or two cavalry there, unfortunately. But actually, I'm now going to get my archers to pull back, because they're probably just going to hit my own men now, unfortunately. So it's a bit of just a grind, I think. So what I'll do... Ah, yes. That's strange. I thought they had some units in the square, which they did, so that's strange that they actually routed. But now we're all going to just charge in and finish this battle. There we go.
Gods be praised! The enemy general is dead! His men know they're
just one guy left. There we go.
This is a heroic victory, worthy of Roman arms!
So that's that first battle done, and we probably lost quite a few men. But in terms of ratios, we won that quite easily, a clear victory. And there's all the stats if you want to see it. No one gained experience, unfortunately. It looks like, yeah, all our starters already had one chevron experience. So that's great. And that's our first sort of village or province captured. And that gives us a total of 3 so far.
Victory!
Great victory. And because of the size, the best thing to do actually would be enslave, because you won't lose many population from the village, but it will actually fuel growth to my other cities. So we will enslave, because it will still grow, and we can still upgrade it now. And that's probably helped the money situation so much. We give it 5,000 denarii there. If we have a look, profits, see 7,770 over the minute, go up to 9,000. So I think we can decrease, at least for now, the tax rate from very high to high. So I think I'll leave it there because that's just coming up to 20 minutes, and that was sort of a good first turn, so maybe each episode will be a turn, I'm not sure, because I guess as you get further along, turns will be longer or shorter. So I hope you enjoy this new series. I'm looking forward to doing more of these videos more frequently, so thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you next time.